Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar spotlight. Today we're featuring Chaminade College Preparatory. We're going to begin in just a few seconds. However, I want to remind everyone once again that this will go live. So if you have any questions and you're watching, we can go over them at the end. You can write them down. However, if you're not able to stick around the entire time, we will save this and upload it later on, so you will be able to watch it in a different time. So just going to wait a few more seconds. And without any further ado, please welcome Mark from Chaminade. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me today.
Well, thank you for being here. As you know, today we're going to talk about Chaminade. So there's a few highlighting things right from the beginning. And I wanted to ask, what is it like in this specific case? Because I know you guys are a high school, but you're an all-boys high school. So I want to touch on that specifically first. What's the main difference you'd like people to know about the difference of a high school that's all boys from one that might be co-ed, for example?
No, great. You're absolutely right. Chaminade is a high school day and boarding school for young men in grades 6 through 12. It actually was my school as well. I went to school here, graduated about 20 years ago, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, if you look at boys' schools, girls' schools, co-ed mixed schools, there's a lot of great schools out there. But I like to look at the positives of a boys' school like Chaminade education as it relates to kind of a traditional American high school experience. In a traditional American high school, classes are really set up maybe as a disadvantage for how boys learn. What I mean is you're supposed to sit still, be quiet, do your work, raise your hand when you want to talk, work independently, and you don't really have a lot of fun moving experiences. But we know through years of research and trial and error that boys are very successful when they're able to work in competitive groups, get up out of their seats, take breaks, move around, maybe even have a sofa in the back of the room. So what we try to do is really set our classrooms up so boys can be very successful, both here in middle school, high school, but then also as they move forward through college and beyond.
Okay, so everything's practically based and set up just in this case for boys specifically. So it actually does help them, develop more and be more comfortable then?
Correct. Yes. Some people might think that, with all boys, there might be a lot of bullying or there might be a lot of fights and stuff. But really, if we're focusing on how boys learn, they feel more confident about being successful because they know their teachers. And at a school like Chaminade, over 80% of our teachers are also male. So they can form close bonds and relationships that really help our students to be successful.
Okay. So you guys are 500 students, if I'm not mistaken, in total for boarding and for also day school.
Correct. So we have both a middle school and high school program on campus. Our high school program has about 500 students, and that includes about 65 to 75 students who live on campus, which is, give or take about 10, 15%, and then the rest are day students. So what you'll see is for a boarding school, some people might think 500 students, that's a pretty big school. But if you look at it the other way, you only have 500 students in your day school. That's kind of small. So we look at it as we can do small and big at the same time. And it really gives a unique experience to both our day students and our boarding students, especially our international boarders.
And speaking of international boarders, I see many flags set up behind you. Does that mean that the school is extremely diverse when it comes to where these students come from?
Yes, we've been very lucky to have reached students all over the world over the last 111 years. Some of the flags you see behind me actually represent a number of students who we have on campus this year. We tend to have between about 12, 15, 17 different nationalities represented, as well as students from 6 to 10 U.S. states that live on campus. And then that goes with all of the students who live around the St. Louis, Missouri area. So it's not uncommon to see students from Canada, Mexico, Argentina, Sweden, Russia, Thailand, Vietnam, Rwanda, Nigeria, all living and working and studying and playing here together.
And I'm pretty sure that helps the cultural diversity, knowledge, and enrichment of each of these students for their time right then and there, and then also for later on for college and preparation and whatnot.
Definitely.
Yeah. So being an all-boys school, I know you guys have a motto, and that motto is Esto Vir. But could you elaborate a bit on what that means and what it actually entails for your students?
Of course, estovir is a Latin term, which means be a man.
Okay.
It doesn't mean be a man like be macho, be strong, be that kind of a man. It means be a man like be compassionate, be helpful, be empathetic, be the best man you can be. Actually, as a Catholic school as well, we are always trying to do unto others as we would like them to do unto us, the golden rule. And Estovir fits very well with that. We want our students to be well-rounded in the classroom, in their extracurricular activities and off campus, and really show that they are proud to be a Chaminade student, and they become Chaminade gentlemen, which really helps them not only in their time here, but in applying to universities, applying to jobs, and even applying for promotions in the future.
That definitely will help in the future, I'm pretty sure. Being an all-boys school as well, I'm pretty sure you guys are really big into sports then.
Yes, that's one thing that we think is also very important with our students.
Which would be some of the main sports, most of them, because I know you have many different ones, but which would be like the top ones most of the international students go and say, I want to play with Chaminade for this or that?
Well, that's good. So of our 18 different varsity sports, you can see we have over 70 different teams, which means many of our sports are no tryouts, no cut. But I'd say our biggest, most popular sports that actually do have some tryouts associated with them would be soccer, basketball, ice hockey, and maybe baseball. But the majority of all of our sports have a level for all students. But over 90% of our students will participate in at least one sport throughout the year. And as a U.S. school, we have sports seasons. So we have a fall season, a winter season, and a spring season. And over 70% of our students are dual sport athletes and will play in a number of different sports throughout the year.
Okay. And also, besides sports, do you guys have any other extra activities that students can do? Maybe not, sports per se, but clubs or drama and theater and music?
We do, because we know getting involved is important, and we also know that not every young man, just because they're going to a boys' school, is going to be the best basketball player. We offer over 40 different clubs and activities for our students. That ranges from my favorite, the barbecue club, to maybe ping pong or Model UN, mock trial, robotics. We have a rocketry club. We really like to get our boys involved. One thing is as I said, with a little bigger population, 500 students, that means we have more teachers. And because we have more teachers, we have more coaches and club moderators and activity coordinators that really allow us to have a wide breadth of different activities for our students to take part in.
And actually, can I just ask, what exactly does one do in barbecue club? Because I'm very interested in knowing.
No, that's great. You'd think it might just be they go outside and cook some hamburgers and eat them, which is also part of it. But St. Louis, Missouri, where we're located, is actually known as one of the major barbecue hubs around the U.S. You have Texas and North Carolina, Kansas City. But in St. Louis, we kind of have our own style. So we have a lot of great barbecue restaurants around town that, our students can go take advantage of eating in. But our barbecue club coordinator is friends with a lot of those chefs, a lot of those restaurant owners. And he'll actually bring them in. And he'll teach our guys how to make spice rubs, how to make wet or dry ribs, how to, heat your charcoal properly, or if you're going to use gas or electric, what you should be doing. So it's actually a real learning experience for the guys, but it's also delicious.
I'd probably definitely consider joining that club if I were there. And in St. Louis, what other activities usually do the guys do? Once they're out of school, they're not actually in class. What's kind of like the vibe around town for students and international students alike?
No, that's great. So St. Louis has a long history. One of the first cities, right here on the Mississippi River, right in the Midwest, started as a trading city. French Canadian fur traders come down up from Mexico. It was a great place to start. So we've had a long history in a very diverse city. It's not, a huge city like Chicago or New York, but if you count the city and county total metropolitan area, we still have over 2 million people. So it's also not just a middle of nowhere rural town. So what that also means is being located in the west suburbs, we can get downtown and to all the amenities, which I'll tell you about in a moment, like 10 minutes by car from our campus. But just 10 minutes out, our campus is surrounded by, green, beautiful, safe neighborhoods where our students can live. But professional sports teams, the St. Louis Cardinals in the Major League Baseball, St. Louis Blues ice hockey team. We have the SC soccer club, MLS, starting next year. Just got that team, and another bunch of, museums and St. Louis Zoo, all sorts of restaurants. And we take advantage of that weekly. We do off-campus activities with our guys. We're in the middle of a cold winter storm this week. We went skiing the last 2 weekends, and we went to this big hill just for sledding. So we try to get our guys off campus too. We don't like them sitting in their rooms, hanging out by themselves, not doing anything when they're not in class. That's why we promote those sports, clubs, activities, and weekend events all the time.
So you want to motivate them to be as active as possible and do what they can, with what's available in their surroundings at that time. I think that's actually pretty good and great. Now moving a bit more into the academic part of Chaminade, I wanted to ask, what's kind of like the process? How do you guys actually prep all of your students for later on university life?
Great. I love hearing the word prep because that's right in our name, right? Chaminade College Preparatory School.
Exactly.
And unlike the UK, where prep school means, primary school, for us, it really means preparation. We are preparing our students for university and beyond. That starts in our middle school with our pre-AP programming. We also have a Project Lead the Way, nationally recognized STEM course that starts in our middle school that really starts to help our students to learn many different areas in academics, even before they know what they want to study in university. We're opening them to the arts, to practical arts, to just about anything that you can think of. But as you move into the high school area, our PACE program, which stands for Pathway to Access College Early, is truly university coursework done in our high school. Our students not only are studying AP biology or AP calculus, they also have what we call advanced college credit world history, advanced college credit European history, all these different classes that the curriculum is based on university level classes. We're able to do that because over 95% of our faculty hold advanced degrees, masters and doctorates in their area. So they work as adjunct professors for different universities that offer our students credit. So what that really means is while you're in high school and we're teaching you how boys learn, through competition and movement and experiential education, we're also introducing you slowly to upper level classwork. But by the time you go on to university, to be honest, it's a breeze. Many of our students go on to university, they'll come back during spring break or Christmas break for a visit. And they'll be like, Mr. Baczynski, we've been in college for, a semester or a year now. My roommate, he's struggling with all his classes. He goes, I'm thinking this is the easiest time of my life. I'm really thankful for all the hard work you made us do at Chaminade.
So it really allows the students to have like kind of a head start and sort of an advantage being actually prepped, again, using the word, for life later in college and university. And I would imagine also for work later on, to actually be very well developed and prepared in general for anything that life might throw at them.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So also with the programs you guys have, this actually means that once a student is done with their preparatory time, so the 4 years, they'll actually be able to already have advanced some of the university credits and be actually more ahead when it comes to the classes they'll have to take.
Yes, that is correct. So not only are we preparing them for the rigors or challenges of, kind of that university life, but we're actually giving them the advantage of going to university with 1 year or even 2 years of university transcripts already complete. And that's not just, the potential to have that credit. It's an official transcript from one of the many universities we work with that is transferable to over 90% of any U.S. universities, around the country. So I think that PACE program is our top program, followed by, our STEM Project Lead the Way. And then, of course, our highly competitive and very, fun athletic program.
Okay, I think that's great for anyone who really wants to take that first step and, maybe finish faster or advance as quick as they can. So thank you for all of that information. To everyone watching, what I want to do right now is share my screen, and I'm going to show everyone how to find actually Chaminade on applywave.com, so you'll be able to find it later in your day and actually be able to apply. So I'm going to begin sharing my screen. Just 1 second. And right now, everyone should be seeing my screen. I'm at the pre-profile of Chaminade College Preparatory School. However, I'm going to go back to the homepage and walk us through the process of actually finding the school. Now, right now, again, I'm at the homepage. I'm logged in as a student. Again, logging in is super easy. You just can use your Facebook, Google account, username and password. Once you're in, all you would have to do is click high school, so the study level specified, and then write out the name of the school. In this case, Chaminade. Fill it out, click search, and then this will take you to where we were a second ago, so the pre-profile of the school. And once here, we'll actually be able to click on read more, and this will take us to the complete profile that will give us a lot of more detailed information about the school itself. So a nice picture of the campus and a bit of the building, the information of tuition, scholarship options, admission requirements, scholarship requirements, geographic location on the map, so where the school is located, and a nice gallery of pictures that kind of shows like what the actual experience and the interactions between the students are, as well as sports, arts, and a few videos with a bit of an explanation about the school, and a few things we probably already touched on during this conversation. So Mark, back to you once again. Before wrapping up, any final thoughts you'd like to share with any potential international students looking for high schools?
Yeah, of course. Well, first, let me say thank you again for talking with me today. But what I'd like to share with everyone is, not everyone is looking to come to the U.S. to study in middle school or high school. Maybe their dream was to come in university, or maybe even, a postgraduate degree. But I'd just like to let you know that there are a lot of advantages to starting your education in the U.S. sooner. From the friends that you'll make, the preparation that you'll receive, and just the lifelong relationships and contacts that you'll be able to make from an earlier age, I think that it is something worth considering. We really look forward to hearing from you guys over, in the future. And if you have any questions, please be sure to let us know.
Well, now to everyone watching, you know exactly who you're going to be talking to later on if you start applying to Chaminade. Mark, again, thank you for your time today. And thank everyone else for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.